Hello, and welcome to the W.A.I.T channel. What Am I Thinking? A podcast where two sisters share uplifting conversations on fun and sometimes serious topics.
Join us each week by clicking the notification bell and subscribing to our channel. If you enjoy the show, use the share link. It's one of the best ways to expand the conversation.
Welcome to the W.A.I.T channel. What am I thinking? Welcome to part 2 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. So we talked a little bit about some dynamics with Giselle, Chris, Candace, Mia, Ashley, whatever related to Chris. But we're going to talk about some dynamics with the women separate and apart from their mates. And we're going to look at them through our not rose-colored glasses, but our light and dark colored glasses. Because this franchise has had conversations related to colorism previously. Some have taken it seriously, others have tried to minimize it, but it's very interesting the way certain individuals are treated and hold to account where others are given a pass. And if we look at past behavior, Lori, you can say some things you've noted about Giselle's past behavior. Share that.
Well, going all the way back to the very first season of Potomac, apparently Giselle had just entered into a relationship and she was slow to bringing him around the other women. And so when she does, to me, and I didn't really watch the first season when it first came out, I had to go play catch up. So whoever this guy was that she brought around, the fact that she was slow to bring him around meant that she understood the importance of valuing a relationship. To me, it also says she probably didn't trust these women too much to bring him around. But I find it funny that as each season went on, Giselle, in one way or another, has had something to do or say about another castmate's spouse. We know poor Ray, that's been, especially when he said she might lose them looks, she has been not too kind to him moving forward. And I really don't like even her racist statements about him and the Uncle Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was very cruel to say that.
Yeah. At a time when they were having the IRS issues. When somebody is down, that's not the time to kick them. And she really did. But that's not surprising from her. But I want to say that when Candace came on, initially, I don't think they labeled the things that was going on with her as colorism. It wasn't until Wendy joined the cast and you saw certain things being sort of overreacting to behaviors and in ways that they acted as if nobody had ever done that. And
do you remember the scene where, I can't remember where they were actually at, but they were all eating dinner and Ashley was on one side of the table and Robin was on the other, and Robin was pretty much fed up with all of Ashley's questions about her marriage, and she had just put some food in her mouth and she started fussing, this is my marriage and it's none of your business, and food is just flying out of her mouth, and nobody said anything about that. Whereas last season, when Wendy had to read a couple of them, now suddenly she's aggressive. She went below the belt. She talked about my marriage.
Right. Yeah. It when you look at it that way, I have always said they give have given Ashley a pass, which I went through previously, how she has had an issue with each person on the cast. She had an issue with Robin related to stuff she said about Juan. She had an issue with Giselle because of something Giselle said about her and her not liking it. And then Giselle commenting on some stuff related to her spouse. She had issues with Karen related to some of everything. She had issues with Charisse when she was on the show. They had a big problem and a fallout.
At that birthday party, she was asking too many questions.
Yeah. She has had issues with Monique when Monique was on the show. She had issues with Candace, of course, and with Wendy. And I'm trying to think if she had anything real with Mia. Her and Mia haven't really chopped it up that much. They're not great, but, but since she has had children, they want to act brand new about her as if she has never done anything wrong. And it's like, no. She has been messy from day one. And when Candace joined the cast, she found someone who could go toe-to-toe with her. About same age, just as much of a cutting tongue, but just a little bit more. As Candace said, she cuts to the white meat. And the only difference that you could say, and a lot of people point out, is one is light-skinned and one is a brown girl. And you don't want to minimize it to that point, but why? Why does Candace get dragged so bad when Ashley has done comparable things? Once Ashley became a mother, that did not make her Mother Teresa, where she changed so greatly and never did anything wrong. So Candace had a couple, what you might want to call low blows. Do we remember Ashley talking to Karen in that van and stuff she was saying to her? Come on, people. Why?
And poor Katie.
Oh, yes.
At her most vulnerable during the custody battle with her husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
She has not been a nice person. Yeah. So, and I think at one of the reunions they were saying how Giselle and Karen, theirs is not so bad. Theirs is just fun and play. Really?
No.
It is not. And Karen knows the things that can step on her toes. She knows those things. And Charisse has stepped on her toes quite a bit, which is why they're not gelling right now. But I just think it's a double standard. And I don't want to say the double standard is all about color, but it falls along color lines, unfortunately.
I'm really bothered by the, when I listen to other YouTubers and how they really can be hard on Candace. But I always look at Candace and I realize she reacts to things that are coming at her.
She very rarely starts it.
So if we're seeing some type of behavior, I have to say to myself, production, cut it out. Because rarely is she on the end of stirring it up or starting
Can't
drama.
say that about Giselle.
No.
Can't say that about Ashley. They start the stuff. Now, this season, the only thing I've heard her say was she did mention about Karen going to her restaurants, but this is not new. We've heard this before.
That went all the way back to season 1, I think. Wasn't that the reunion?
It may not have come out at season 1's reunion, but at least by season 2, we were hearing about Blue Eyes and other people.
Yes.
So, this is not something that was not breaking news for her to say that. So, and we saw a snippet of something where we hear Karen talking about this with Ray. So, obviously,
there's some agreement there.
This is not a lie.
Or an arrangement.
Right, exactly. This is not a lie. She obviously gets to have friends that are not Ray.
Right.
So, once again, she's not being messy with what she does. She's typically responding to somebody messing with her. Mm-hmm. So let's continue to watch The Real Housewives of Potomac. Put some comments in if you see something happening along the lines of the colorism that happens within the Black community, or if you think it's just all about personality. Tell us what you think, because we're going to tell you what we are thinking. Tune in next time as we continue to share what we're thinking each week.